Miketz, we find Pharaoh with his dreams. 7 fat cows, 7 thin cows, and the thin cows eat up the fat cows. 7 fat, healthy ears of corn with 7 poor, thin ears of corn, and the thin ones eat up the fat ones. Pharaoh's in a dilemma. What's going on? What does it all mean? What's it telling me? What's it coming to teach us? He knows that Joseph, Yosef HaTzadik, in prison, is a great interpreter of dreams. He brings him out of prison to explain, to shed light, to maybe help him understand what the dreams are coming to tell him. And Yosef comes and explains, Pharaoh, you should know, Egypt is going to go through a period in time of 7 years of plenty. There's going to be so much affluence. There's going to be blessing in the produce and everybody will have enough. But be ready. 7 years after that is going to be a time of starvation. There's going to be no crops and there's not going to be anything there for the people to have nourishment from. Says Yosef, the only piece of advice is, in the years of plenty, make sure to utilize the time to stock up, fill up the storehouses with the extra supplies in order that in those years of famine you'll have what to nourish off. Paro, very impressed with the wisdom of Yosef, says that for such a feat, for this task to be achieved, we need a very wise and understanding man. The question is, isn't it surely a simple equation that at the time when you've got plenty, you put aside for the rainy day when there's not going to be enough? Why does this necessitate such a wisdom, such an understanding, such a capability that we need such a great and holy person that, like Yosef, to be able to do this task? Explain the great rabbis. Correct. Let's take for example our lives. We're young, healthy, fruitile. We can do so much. Things are going great. Business is going good. The money's rolling in. We're living a great lifestyle. But let's say we're told that this is going to last for X amount of years. After that, you're going to know that you're going to have to put aside to last for the period of time after that. The person will understand, he'll hear, but the gap between that level of understanding and really living with that idea, with this piece of information that is given, is the difference between us and the star and the sun. For a person to be able to activate such a piece of information, to realize that one day that he may lose in the day of plenty will be, in consequence, a day that he will starve later on. That level of ability of application is only for a very wise man. A person that can apply that piece of information, the understanding that if I don't put aside in my bank when I've got it, I'm going to starve eventually and the bank account's going to go into the minus. Our job in this world is one long bank account. If we are not able to grab on opportunities of doing His will, of doing mitzvot, of learning the Torah, of being kind to our fellow man, of doing charity, of doing all the variable mitzvot, now presently the mitzvah of Chanukah, of shedding light through that light that we can light up the world and our nations and our dark, dreary times. With the ability to grab onto the mitzvot, we are filling up our bank account that eventually, when we're going to come to our ultimate destination, we're going to be able to enjoy the benefits of that bank account. We are not going to come along and be disappointed with our lack of ability to fill up the bank account and be in the minus. Our job is, and Paro himself understood, to be able to do such a feat, such a task, to be able to have that ability of application of something very simple is very, very far-reaching, it's difficult, and we need the right person that can have that foresight to understand that we're here on a temporary basis. We need now 7 years of plenty. You need to stock up now. 1 year, 1 day that's not put in the bank account now is going to mean that one day of the 7 years of starvation you're going to starve. Don't miss the seconds now. When a person has the opportunity, we don't know if we're ever going to be able to fill up the bank account with this point again, with this ability or this currency. We need to utilize opportunities, and that way a person not only will enjoy the task, the challenge of filling up the bank account, will ultimately be able to relax and enjoy the benefits of that full